Hannah is asking, do you have any advice on how to come up with band names?
Yeah, I do actually. Yeah, band names is a really, really interesting thing because back in the day, which was probably around about Monday afternoon, before social media, you could have anything you want, and people still think like it's 2006 when social media is not a thing. Nowadays, you have to be able to find a band name. So before I get into how are you going to choose your band name, just a little bit of a background. Number one, it really, really helps. It's not imperative, but it really, really helps if someone like me can hear your band name from someone just saying it and find it instantly online. Because nowadays, it has to be quick. People have got this attention span of a goldfish, and they will literally pick up their phone and they'll do a quick search. If they can't find you, the moment will tend to be gone. So rather than actually just saying, because of our band name, we have to basically just start pushing out there so people can visually see it, why not have a band name that when someone says something, they can literally go, yep, that makes sense. They'll go and they'll put it into the search engine and it will pop up. Now, it doesn't have to be the only band name in the world. You can, there's ways of getting around it, but I need to be able to put your band name into Google, into Facebook, into YouTube, and if 15 other bands pop up, just choose another one. The best thing with this is, when it comes to a band name, is you've got an infinite amount of possibilities. There's so many things that you can have. So do some work online once you've actually come up with your band name. Now, how I would look for a band name is quite simple. This is what I tend to do with our bands that we have, and whenever I'm talking to bands, one thing I do is I go on Spotify and I go and find just anything, just like a playlist of Radiohead or whoever, and then all I do is I start picking out words. It could be anything, and I just write that word down on a piece of paper. And then what I do is I just do that times by about 3 A4 pieces of paper. So there, on each piece of paper, there's probably 50, 60 just words, not names, just words. And I would do that on 3 different pieces of paper, and then I get a separate piece of paper, and then I'd start putting them together. So I take that word, and then maybe actually put it into something that makes sense. And you can do this. I mean, it's such an easy way of doing it, but you can do this and then you can check online with what works. But rather than coming up with a name, like back in the day, Oasis, that's great. But nowadays, it's a drink, it's a band. Like, how would you find that? It's not that easy. So that's what I would do, is I tend to go on Spotify. I tend to write down loads and loads of words, and it could be anything. It could be Paris, because that's a city. It could be t-shirt. It could be mug. It could be the things that are around me, and then I'll have them all on a piece of paper, and then I'll just start putting them together and go, that's quite good, and I come up with a short list. Then I go online and I start searching for them. I really think a band name is quite important nowadays. It's more important than it ever has been, purely because people need to find you as opposed to anything else. So that's what I would do. If you want a bit of advice on how to find a band name, go and find words, write them all down on a piece of paper, and then start just putting them together and seeing what looks good. Because sometimes when you take 2 words and you put them together, you can actually see possibilities for marketing, for the artistic side to it, and that works as well. So actually sit there, put the work in on actually putting these words together and coming up with something that you like. And then don't forget to get online and go on Facebook and YouTube and Google and start putting these things in and seeing what comes up and how quickly you'll be able to rise to the top of that search engine.